Okay, we're gonna try a little bit of a different shade for our skin tint today. I'm gonna use number 6. I used number 5 yesterday, and it was good. It was a little more golden than I wanted. And the new formula of number 6 is the same darkness as the original, but it is slightly more neutral. This was the original. You can definitely see how gold it was. This is the Primer Serum. You only need a couple of drops. You can use this all over as a glow, or you can use it at the end and just put it where you want to create a little extra glow. You can see how pink my face gets just from touching it. I am quite sensitive. Okay, well, let that settle down for a second. It's the HT Lip Butter. It comes in this, which is just a slight pink, and it comes in clear. It feels fabulous. It's not too thick, but it's not so thin that it just kind of slides off or wipes off. And it's not sticky at all. It feels kind of similar to our lip balm, but maybe lighter. And it smells just so fresh. Okay, I'm so used to shaking these skin tints. They say you don't have to now because it's a much more stable formula. Our original formulas were even more serum-y, and you had to shake them to get them mixed. These stay mixed together, and it's creamier too. So 1 pump should be plenty for your whole face. I can definitely tell that this one is more neutral than the original number 6. So I think this one is going to work very well for me. The colors are super forgiving anyway, just because it's sheer, but look at how much I still have left on my hand. But what I'm liking about this formula is it gives a little tiny bit more coverage. It looks a lot shinier when you first put it on, but once you let it sit for a minute, it kind of mattes down. I have noticed, and I think I feel this way about almost all foundations and makeup colors, is when you're using a foundation on your face and you have more mature skin, if you go a shade darker versus a shade lighter, it tends to look more natural. It doesn't emphasize fine lines and wrinkles as much. I can probably use number 3 and 4 as well. I used number 5 yesterday. It was fine. It had a little bit more gold in it. If I want to build up a little more coverage, see how it started to kind of settle down already just in that short amount of time? I can give myself a little bit more coverage in these areas. And I'm enjoying applying this with my finger, probably because it is a serum and it is skincare. It doesn't feel like makeup on my fingers. I don't feel like I have to just go wash my hands immediately. It actually soaks in and it feels really nice. I have quite a bit left over, so 1 pump is more than enough. Otherwise, we'll just put it along my jawline. Myself a little extra around my nose where I get really red. This is where the concealer is going to come in handy. I don't have that yet. It is on its way. This is a great match for me, and this is number 6. So if you have similar skin tone as I do, that might be helpful. And I tend to be more neutral. And when you're looking on the chart or the description of the shades, they'll say like rosy, which is going to be a little pinker, a little cooler shade. And then they have neutral, and then they have golden. And it might say like neutral golden, which will be kind of a mix of the two. I also got a new lip shade that I didn't show you, and this one's called Wild Rose. This one's going to be a little bit more mauve. I don't generally wear lipstick because my lips have a lot of color, but this is one I think I could use on my lips. I tend to like to put my blush up a little bit higher, so I apply it right on the cheekbone. And I think a good rule of thumb is to stay 2 finger widths away from your nose, especially as we get a little bit more mature. I want to keep the lift there. Olive Rose makeup, no makeup, serums, it plays well with all other types of makeup. So you're not going to have a problem if you just want to incorporate 1 or 2 things at a time. I'm going to use a little bit of my cream foundation. I'm mixing these 2 colors. And I'm going to use this as the concealer. I like to kind of tilt down and find where I have those darkest areas. And I'm just tapping it right in there. Now you can blend with your finger. You can blend with the brush. I'm just going to tap it until it kind of melts in. This is what I'll be doing with the Olive Rose concealer once I get that. But in the meantime, this works perfect. let's do the mascara again. I am not going to curl my lashes today, and I'm going to see how this works. I loved it yesterday. One of the things that I found really amazing about it is at the end of the day before I washed my face, I went like this and my eyelashes were still really soft. I don't think I've ever used a mascara that just didn't feel like there was anything on there. It was just super, super soft. So I'm just going to use one coat, and one coat meaning I only dipped it once. Let me get the little excess off the tip there. And then I like to wiggle it in at the base and then start to pull through. And the shape of this brush is really nice. It's a little concave in the center, so it kind of makes it easy to lay it right at the root of your lash. I also like to go on the top of my lashes, but then I'm always going to end by going underneath and pulling up, because I want to make sure that I'm giving them a little bit more lift and curl. This mascara separates so easily, and it just feels very workable. It doesn't get hard or sticky or clumpy or anything. And I had no flaking with it yesterday, no transfer. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I'm not even going to redip and see if I've got enough. I'm pretty sure I do. Feels like there's a lot on this brush still. I haven't redipped this brush at all, so there's a lot on there. Even just going over it all again, it's not getting clumpy at all. I'm very impressed with this mascara, and I have tried, I don't know, I don't think I'd be exaggerating if I told you that I've tried at least 40 different mascaras. I'm loving the glow. You can set with powder if you want to. I'm going to add a little bit of my contour from my cream foundation since I don't have Olive Rose yet. You can also use your lip and cheek colors on your eyes. We'll just put a tiny bit to kind of tie everything in. I did notice yesterday when I put the blush on my eyelids, it never did crease. Even though it's a cream, I was expecting it to crease. I love that, knowing that this is skincare, and every time I put it on, it's just helping my skin. And I used number 6 today. I used Wild Rose, the mascara, the lip butter, and lastly, or firstly, that HT primer that just gave a beautiful glow. If you have any questions, if you want to get a color match, there is a shade quiz on the website. It's pretty darn accurate, but if you want a second opinion, feel free to message me and I will help you with that. That's it. Have a beautiful day.